Yes guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode number 34 of our AAFC 26 career mode here with Brentford. And if there's any episode I urge you to stick around for, it is this one. Wait until towards the end of this episode. There is a huge announcement and some big news coming up. But we started off this episode after getting in the money for Dusan Vlahovic. Obviously his sale to West Ham did go through. We did decide to dip our toes into the transfer market ourselves. Obviously we know we need to improve the team. There's been an upturn in performance, been an upturn in results. Obviously we beat Manchester City in that last game, but we knew we definitely needed some more players to come in and hopefully guide us to safety for the rest of this season. The first of those was the centre-back Evan Ndicka from Roma. Our initial offer was rejected. We went into negotiations with the Roma board and we did finally agree a fee of £35.5 million for the centre-back, 83 rated, still got time on his side as well, and definitely a player that will improve our backline. Obviously our defence has been our massive sticking point this season in terms of the amount of goals that we have conceded. Hopefully an experienced and quality player like Evan Ndicka can really help us improve that, and we do agree a contract with him, £75,000 a week, and we do have our first new signing of this transfer window in Evan Ndicka. But we weren't hanging around, we went in for our second player, and it was a player we actually looked at on deadline day of the summer transfer window, and it is Everton's James Garner. There were some other options we were looking at, but I think overall in terms of sort of quality across the board in all attributes, and obviously like I say we were looking at him in the summer as well, 80 rated, still young as well, and definitely can do a job for us. We felt James Garner was the best option there, and Premier League experience as well obviously with Everton. I know that obviously it's a game, but Premier League experience, want to keep it as realistic as possible, and we did agree a fee of £22 million to bring the Englishman into the side, into that central defence midfield spot. And once again, all we needed to do was obviously thrash out a contract offer and hopefully sign him to a deal. We put him as an important player, we put him on a 4-year contract, and we did offer him £50,000 per week, which luckily he was more than happy to accept. And we do have our second signing, so Evan Ndicka coming in from Roma and James Garner coming in from Everton, and we do just pop them on some development plans, looking at their stats. Like I say, Evan Ndicka's defensive stats are really good, to be fair. He's got good pace as well, and his defending 84, physical 82. He's going to be a really good and important player for us going forward. I mean, like I said, James Garner, just generally overall just a consistent player in all departments. Good defending, good physical, good passing, good dribbling. So definitely a player who can do a job for us. Like I say, coming in with that Premier League experience as well is going to be only a positive for this Brentford team. But we did get a message from one of our players, Vitaly Yanalt, saying he's not fully happy with not getting enough game time and he possibly will want to be sold, and we do accept the first offer that comes in for him. It is from a Turkish side, Fenerbahce, £9 million for the German, and we were more than happy to accept that one. And then we did get the confirmation. Obviously we went back at the end of the last episode for Benjamin Arthur. They wanted him originally on a loan to buy offer. We went back with a loan deal and they were happy to take him to the end of the season. We did get another offer for Janelt as well, which we did accept, so we'll see which club accepts or progresses talks further quickest and it gets the signing of Vitaly Yanalt. But we do jump into our first game of this episode, should I say, and it is at home at the G-Tech Community Stadium. But it is another big one. Obviously we've had some big games recently. We had that win against Man City in the last episode, the narrow loss against United in the last episode as well, that 1-0 loss, and we have got a really difficult game once again against Liverpool at home. We know we lost against them quite heavily last time we played them at Anfield, Alexander Isak scoring a hat-trick in that one, so hopefully it wasn't going to be any repeats of that. But unfortunately it was Liverpool who, as probably expected, got off to a better start. It was Alex Biner with the first chance of the game, but luckily for us just went wide of a post to keep the scores at 0-0. But Liverpool once again falls into Alex Biner again. Salah gets the ball, but unfortunately for him, he couldn't put it in the back of the net. And then we get to half time at 0-0, so we'd definitely take that position, but unfortunately it didn't take them too long for Liverpool to take the lead in this one. And it is that man that we mentioned got a hat-trick in the last game we played against Liverpool, and it is Alexander Isak. 19 goals this season already and his first of this game. But we got an opportunity ourselves. Damsgaard for on goal here, and a really nice finish, to be fair, from the Danish man, and he does pull us back into a 1-0 lead fairly soon after. Obviously they scored their opener as well, so definitely happy coming back from that one. But obviously all it now was about holding on, hopefully not conceding any more goals in this one. We do get a chance. James Garner, ex-Everton player, against Liverpool on his debut, getting the shot away, unfortunately blocked by the defender. Falls out eventually to Cardona. Tete gets the header, but unfortunately couldn't do anything with it. It falls out eventually to Bangula. A good shot from him, but a good save from Mamadashvili in the Liverpool goal. And obviously we were giving debuts here obviously to James Garner and Evan Ndicka, but it was Liverpool once again who started getting back into their stride. They do get the second goal, their second goal of the game, and it is Alex Biner who does get that one for them. A good work down the left hand side from him, and he did get the ball back, and he did manage to finish that one to get his 9th of the season and Liverpool's 2nd of this game. And then Liverpool really stepped up at this point to try and increase that lead. The ball falling to Curtis Jones, and a really nice finish from him off the inside of woodwork, and to put Liverpool into a 3-1 position with just over 10 minutes left to play. And we knew this one was going to be one that was going to be really difficult to come back from if we had any chance at all. And Liverpool kept attacking. They have momentum with them now. Alexander Isak down this right hand side plays it across, and a good finish there to put them 4 goals to the good in this one, and pretty much put this game beyond doubt. Fairly soon after they obviously got their 3rd goal, they have managed to get their 4th, and it is a 4-1 lead to Liverpool. We did make a couple of changes to try and change things around a little bit, but unfortunately they couldn't make too much of a difference, and the game it did finish 4-1. We did get a message after the game from Fabio Carvalho saying but obviously he wants more game time in order to progress his career. And we did also get a message from Damsgaard once again saying the club as a whole, or the team as a whole should I say, aren't too happy with the direction the team's going at the minute. But I do feel we've had an upturn in performances, and we do get the confirmation that Vitaly Janelt has moved to Torino, so some more funds in our budget, and also confirmation there of Arthur's loan deal to Ipswich until the end of the season. But we do go into our second game of the episode after that loss against Liverpool, and it is away from home this time, and it is against Arsenal. Obviously, if anyone's been watching this series from the start, they do know since we took over at Brentford, we did beat Arsenal actually in the reverse fixture in the league. We did lose against them in the cup game, but we did beat them, and it was our first victory as Brentford manager in the league against Arsenal. And we'll know obviously what team they've got. They've got Kylian Mbappe up front. They've got a host of other world-class players in there. Saka's obviously still there. And we knew this one was going to be difficult, especially away from home, but we knew that we beat him last time, and that obviously gives us confidence coming into this one. But the first chance did fall to Arsenal and Martinelli, but a good save from Kevin Kelleher in our goal. But we did get a chance fairly early on in this one. Bangula plays out Damsgaard on that left hand side, plays into Burkhardt, and a really nice finish from Burkhardt to give us, I'd say, an unexpected 1-0 lead, but like I said, obviously we beat them previously, so it's probably not as unexpected as some may think. And we seem to be performing well against the bigger clubs, for being honest. Bar that Liverpool result, we do seem to be performing well against the bigger clubs, and we have taken a 1-0 lead in this one with about 15 minutes gone in that game. We did get a chance there from Django Atara, but unfortunately it was saved by the goalkeeper. And then from a resulting corner, it's Collins who wins a header, but unfortunately once again it does go behind for another corner. Atara swinging this one in again towards the new boy Evan and Dicker, can't quite get anything on it, falls to Bangula, gets the shot away, but unfortunately a good block from the defender there to send it over for another corner, which nothing came of. But Arsenal started to pick up towards the end of the first half as Martinelli through once again. Kevin Kelleher tried to come out to close the angle down a little bit, but a good finish from a Brazilian to bring the scores level at 1-1, and a goal for Gabriel Martinelli, his 12th of the season in 24 games, and he does manage to bring the scorelines level. And then going into second half, it was Arsenal who got the first chance. Good header from their player, but a good save from Kevin Kelleher. We did try to obviously make a quick break here. Ball finds itself to Damsgaard. He sees a run from Burkhardt going through. Burkhardt looks for on goal. He's got a defender next to him. Manages to cut inside him, gets a shot behind his left foot, and a really nice finish, to be fair, from Burkhardt to get his and Brentford's second goal of this game and put us back in the lead at 2-1 in this one. Another really good finish from Burkhardt. 14th for the season for the German striker, and absolutely buzzing to be taking the lead in this one. We do make a couple of changes. Damsgaard and Collins coming off for Vandenberg and Fabio Carvalho, obviously players that we know will want more game time. Fabio Carvalho, obviously, we just have a message from him as well, so looking to change things up just to freshen things up. But unfortunately it didn't take long for Arsenal to get level once again. It is that man, the Frenchman Kylian Mbappe, who does reach double figures for the season and does bring the scores level once again at 2-2. And then as the game is crowding out towards the end, a good save from Kelleher to keep the shot out and behind for a corner kick. It's going to be another one of their new boys, Joshua Kimmich, to swing this one in towards Gabriel with a header. Unfortunately for him, he couldn't quite get the header. Falls to Saka eventually. Saka plays it inside to Gabriel. Gabriel finds the attacker, finds his way back to Saka eventually. He's got options, plays it into Mbappe, plays into Havertz, and Havertz in the dying minutes of this game does bring Arsenal the lead for the first time in the game and looks to keep all 3 points at the Emirates, and a really unfortunate result for us, losing that one 3-2. We were 1-0 up, we were 2-1 up, and then right in the last few minutes Arsenal did win. But that is what the big teams do, and unfortunately we do have to take one on the chin. But another encouraging performance from us, and only lose one goal against Arsenal is one that we can definitely take positives from. But we reached deadline day And there was one signing we wanted to make on deadline day, and it was the Englishman, the left midfielder, Callum Hudson-Odoi, 27 years old, 82 rated, and definitely an improvement to the team. We've got some good wingers. Otara can play on the wing, obviously playing up front for us at a minute. We've obviously got Mbangula on the left at the minute. We've got Tete, we've got the youngster Daniels as well. But more reinforcement and a higher rating overall will be a definite positive to the team. So we do look to agree a deal for Callum Hudson-Odoi with Leeds, and we do agree we'll settle on a fee of £30 million for the Englishman. And we're going into contract negotiations, crucial squad player, 4-year contract length. We originally offered around about £60,000 a week with a sign-on bonus. He wanted a bit more of a sign-on bonus. We were more than happy to give it to him on deadline day. We didn't want to mess around and obviously let this deal fall through, and we do get confirmation that Callum Hudson-Odoi has joined Brentford back in London after his spell as a youngster at Chelsea, and hopefully he can guide the team up the table and away from those relegation spots. Again, good stats across the board, decent pace, decent passing, decent dribbling as well, and decent shooting. Be improved on the shooting, but it's looking good at the minute. And then we did get an offer for Coyote, not a player to be fair we wanted to get rid of initially, but for the fact we've got Vandenberg who can play right back, we've got Nedeljkovic obviously now in the team as well, we've got Aaron Hickey who can play right back as well. We felt his game time was going to be limited, and obviously with the money on offer we felt it was one we couldn't really turn down. They originally offered 21 million. We pushed it up a little bit to see what we could get for him. We said to them, if you give us £26 million we will accept it and he can move over to yourselves in Portugal. They came back with 22.2. We went back to him trying to push it up a little bit. We've still got room for negotiation here. £25 million for Michael Coyote. Unfortunately for us, Braga did accept that deal, and it does look like Coyote on deadline day will be moving to Braga. But unfortunately for him, the move did break down. Whatever reason was, whether it was wages or anything like that, the move did break down, so he is going to stay as a Brentford player. And then we did get a final deadline day offer for the youngster Daniels from Coventry. Again, it was a loan to buy offer. We didn't want to obviously get rid of him fully. We did say to them they could have him on a short-term loan deal, but unfortunately for him, Coventry pulled out of negotiations. So the team is as it is for now for the rest of the season. Callum Hudson-Odoi obviously the only player coming in on deadline day, and he is on the bench for our final game of this episode, and it is against Everton at home. James Garner against his former side, obviously only his third game for the club, and it is against his former side Everton. Like I say, Callum Hudson-Odoi on the bench will be making an appearance in the second half of this one, and hopefully we can get a good result here and hopefully get 3 points to keep at the G-Tech Community Stadium and help build us up the table again. We do get a chance early on, but a good save from Kepa in the Everton goal to keep the scores at 0-0. I mean, Everton got a chance themselves. It's Barry who picks the ball up. Alcaraz gets the chance, and a good shot from Alcaraz past Queven Kelleher does give Everton the 1-0 lead. Not the most exciting start to the game, to be fair. We're 25 minutes in before the first goal and before Everton's first chance of this game, but Everton will definitely take that one to give them that 1-0 lead. We did get a free kick towards the end of the first half, a decent free kick but a good save from Kepa, fairly comfortable for the Spanish goalkeeper. He looks to kick it out, but we do manage to pick the ball up in the middle of the park. Falls to Fabio Carvalho, coming in for Damsgaard in this game. Bangula picks the ball up, plays it 1-2. Bangula picks ball up again, a really nice finish off the inside of woodwork, and does pull the scores back level just before half time to bring the scores to 1-1. His 6th of the season, obviously his first season in English football, and a good goal from him. We do make some changes, the goal scorer Bangula coming off and Otara is coming on, and it was Everton who then got a chance themselves. The ball, good shot but a good save from Kelleher, stretching those arms out and pushing it hard behind for a corner kick, and then it was the opportunity for the new boy Callum Hudson-Odoi to make his debut, coming on that right hand side for Matthias Tete, and hopefully in these last 10 or so minutes of this game we can hopefully get something, or Callum Hudson-Odoi can make a difference and hopefully potentially give us 3 points rather than one we've got, or at least as a minimum hold on to this 1 point. But it was Everton from a resulting corner who got the chance. They're playing it around, with defending well from this one, finds its way down this right hand side, a good turn in, good shot from the attacker, but once again Queven Kelleher, some good reflexes there to push it behind for a corner kick, and then right just a couple of minutes later the free kick comes in. Good free kick, to be fair, really nice free kick, but rattles the top of the crossbar and does go behind for a goal kick. And then just before the end of the game, Everton do get the final chance of the game. It falls into the attacker, gets the shot away, but a good block from the defender, and it does go behind for a corner kick. Fatou couldn't quite get that one in, and it did go behind for a corner kick. It's going to be Iliman Ndiaye looking to swing this one with his right foot from the corner, falls to their attacker, hits the post, a scramble in the box, but luckily for us, we managed to get it away and not get it in the back of the net, and the game did finish 1-1. Vandenberg comes to us saying he wants more game time, but here is the big news, boys, that you've all been waiting for. Unfortunately, we knew our job was very insecure, and unfortunately Brentford have terminated our contract. If I'm being honest, I know position-wise in the league speaks for itself that we're not where we want to be, but I feel like performances have picked up recently, and I feel that we have had some good results. We've beaten teams like Arsenal, Tottenham, Spurs, narrowly lost against United, narrowly lost against Arsenal a couple of games ago, and ultimately we've got the draw against Everton. But Brentford felt they wanted to move in a new direction, so they did terminate our contract, and there was only one place we wanted to go out of all the clubs on offer, and it was down to the Championship, and it was to Coventry City. Fun fact, actually, when I started this whole series, obviously we started it with West Ham United, but the other team, if it wasn't going to be West Ham that I was actually going to start this career with, was going to be Coventry City. So it's taken a little bit of time to get there, but one way or another we have managed to find our way at Coventry. Obviously we started West Ham, went to Werder Bremen after we got sacked from West Ham, then after some good performances with Werder Bremen we moved it back into the Premier League with Brentford, but unfortunately again in the Premier League it didn't work out for us, and then now we have dropped down to the second tier of English football in Coventry City. They've got some really good players, to be fair. It's players like Haji Wright, players like Jack Rodoni, Sakamoto on the right hand side, some decent centre backs as well, and Dovin in goal for us. It's if you look at the stats that are on the screen at the minute, it's a fairly young team in terms of they haven't got loads of players over 30 years old, but they've got some good experience in there. And then if you look at the goals tally in a second, obviously this is partway through the season, it is Effie Mason-Clark who is our top scorer and also our top assister, so he will definitely be crucial for us going into the second half of this season, and hopefully we can help guide Coventry City to the Premier League, and hopefully we can get back to the Premier League and show we are of worth of value there. Obviously we mentioned before, this is a manager career mode, not necessarily a club career mode, hence this is our fourth club in 3 seasons, some our own choice, some not so much, but I feel, and again you'll see this over this episode and the coming episodes as well, I do feel comfortable with this Coventry team. They've got some really good players. The system seems to be working for me as well. This is the team that we're starting off with at the minute, in that 4-2-3-1 formation. The formation we finished at Brentford when our results did start taking upturn, so I feel comfortable with the formation, and like I said, the players that we've got I feel, especially at Championship level, are good. They are currently sitting at 9th in the table on 48 points. To get into the playoffs, they're 4 points off the playoffs at the minute. Obviously you need to get up to that 6th position to get the playoffs, but I definitely feel it is something we can do. We get a message from the captain Kitchen saying he's obviously excited about the future with us, and we do get a message from Ellis Sims. Obviously we jumped straight into games with Coventry because we are part through the season, saying that he feels like he should get a game. So we do decide in the final game of the episode, and this is the only game we will have with Coventry in this episode, against Millwall, we do decide to start Ellis Sims up front ahead of Haji Wright. Obviously our debut as the Coventry City manager, we've got a point to prove. We failed in the Premier League with both West Ham and with Brentford, so if we can get a team up from the Championship into the Premier League and perform well in safety with them, then we will have done our reputation absolute world of good. But it's Millwall who got the first chance of the game, a good shot from the right hand side there, but a good save from Dovin in our goal to keep the ball out the back of the net. And then we got our first chance of the game. Ball falls out to the left hand side to Mason Clark. Obviously I mentioned before, he's the player who looks like he's going to be the most dangerous for us. A good header from Ellis Sims, but unfortunately fairly weak, and an easy save for the Millwall goalkeeper. Then on the break, Millwall get the ball over to their right hand side. We do manage to make the challenge. It's Mason Clark again who picks it up, finds his way into Eccles, plays it across to his midfield partner in Grimes, plays it across to the right hand side to Sakamoto. Sakamoto's got an option there of Van Uwick, plays it back into Sakamoto, swings the ball in, and there's that man, Mason Ephraim Clark, who does get the first goal for Coventry City under our tenure. Like I say, he was the top scorer for Coventry when we came into this. He's a top assister as well, and he's picked up exactly where obviously he has been currently playing, and does give us the 1-0 lead in the first half. But unfortunately it was Millwall who got the chance. Another good save from Dovin 10 minutes before the break, but we had some really good opportunities. Like I said, this is what I mean in the sense of I feel really comfortable with this team. A really good shot from Jack Rodoni there, the attacking midfielder, but just over the top of the crossbar to keep the scores at 1-0. And just before half time, the ball falls through to Ellis Sims. Really good chance for him, but a poor shot on his left foot to be fair, and a good save from Millwall goalkeeper to take us into half time with that 1-0 lead. But Millwall started off the second half, should I say, the better of the teams, and a ball through was challenged by our left back, but unfortunately the referee deemed it a foul and did give a penalty kick to Millwall. If you look at the replay, 100% I'll stand on this. He got the ball. That is definitely no way a penalty, but unfortunately no VAR in the Championship, and a chance for Millwall to pull level in this one. It's Ivanovic looking to send Dome the wrong way, does exactly that, and does give Millwall the goal to bring the scores to 1-1 just a minute or so into this second half. So restarting the second half where we were. If we can get another one and win this second half 1-0, similar to what we did in the first half, then obviously we'll be more than happy with that. We got a chance fairly soon after we conceded, but unfortunately a good save from the goalkeeper, and then Millwall got a chance themselves. So Ivanovic, the goal scorer, picks it up, a good shot from him, but a good save from Dovin in our goal to keep the scores at 1-1. When we did make a change, Ellis Sims, he asked to obviously start, hasn't really performed well, got some opportunities, but his shooting hasn't really been there, so we did decide to change him around and bring the American Hadji Wright on. Hadji Wright straight into the action, a good header there down for Jack Rodoni. Hadji Wright's making a run, you can see Mason Clark making a run as well, really good run from him across the defender, gets the chance, and a good finish from Mason Clark, his second of the game, our second of the game, and Mason Clark getting 2 goals this game to give us a 2-1 lead with just 10 minutes left. And then we do make 3 more changes. Just obviously we're new in the team, we do want to obviously try some new players out to see where we settle. You'll notice one of those, Paris Magoma, is obviously a player we sold when we were at Brentford to Coventry, so interesting to see how he does for us. But we do get a chance, Mason Clark, for a hat-trick, really good chance for him to be fair, but a good save once again from a goalkeeper for Millwall. And then in the last few seconds, no further time for any more action, and the referee does blow his full-time whistle, and we do come away from our first game with Coventry as the manager with a victory against Millwall, and long may that continue. Hopefully plenty more wins for us as the Coventry manager. We know it's not going to be easy, but hopefully we can definitely do it. We did get a message from Obikwu. Not too sure why. We didn't play him, so I'm not too sure why he's so happy about that. But Ellis Sims obviously happy that we did listen to him and start him, although he didn't perform too well. That is going to bring this episode to an end. As I say, massive changes towards the end of this episode. We are now with Coventry City, so make sure to subscribe to follow the rest of the journey. Hopefully we can get them into the Premier League come the end of this season. If you have made it this far, please like the video, please take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.